together online so that people can find them, and then I will be with you. Yes, there we go. Boom. Yes, there we go. Nice. Take that off. Come back here. I'm going to put a little decoration here, and then we'll be ready to go. Just a little celebration. Ooh, yeah. All right. So today I'm going to continue my work on A minor. I'm going to show you what that looks like. Looks like this. Let me take that brightness down quite a bit so that we can do this together. Nice. Let's see if I can bring that up just a little bit. There you go. All right, so this is what I'm working with today. A minor, relative minor of C major, which means there are no flats or sharps in the key signature, all naturals. But I want to make sure that I practice all three forms of the scale. And the first way that I do that is by going through my modes in natural minor. So, take out my reed. Try to find my ligature. There it is. Today is also a little bit of a reed break-in day, so I might be playing a few reeds today and see how they feel. They're not quite, I mean, they're broken in, but they're not quite ready to be performed yet. So you got to put them through their paces a little bit. Make sure they're ready for prime time. So for example, this reed blows really well. It's got good bounce. It's got good vibrance. It's just a little young, so it has a little extra kind of, just a little bit on the outside of the sound. But I don't care about that yet. So I'm going to set my metronome to 80. I'm going to put the 8th note subdivision on. Yeah. And now I'm going to go up and down A natural minor in 2 octave segments, starting on the lowest possible note in 2 octave segments like this. That's my lowest note. I'm going to go 2 octaves up and down in A natural minor, no sharps, no flats. It sounds like this. Now that's actually Phrygian mode. Okay, so I'm actually playing through each mode. Now I'm just going to go up 1 scale degree and do the exact same thing. 2 octaves up, 2 octaves down in A natural minor. No sharps, no flats. This will be Lydian mode, but you don't need to worry about it. All I'm looking for is a really easy technique, letting my air do most of the work. My fingers just ride on this column of air that I'm putting through the clarinet. Makes it very relaxed. Hold for 4 beats, breathe for 2, and continue. Like this. So now that allowed me to take a quick tour through A natural minor, through the entire range of what I'm going to play here. Actually, I'm going to go up to F on this scale rather than E, but don't sweat that. So now I'm going to actually move on to the more traditional forms of the scale, the harmonic and melodic minor. I do both of these in the scale form. So strike that F sharp. F naturals on the way up and on the way down. Natural minor sounds like this. There aren't a whole lot of qualities to that scale. It's kind of a blank scale. So the first form that we're going to change is the harmonic minor, which we keep the same except for one note. We change the last note of the scale from a G natural to a G sharp. So it sounds like this. It's kind of got an exotic, very minor sound to it. So we're going to do the natural harmonic minor first, sort of as printed. I'm going to try to get through 4 iterations of the scale in one breath at 100 with the subdivision on. Then I take a breath, I do the same thing. Thinking about how easy it is, thinking about how even the technique is, and thinking about my sound the whole way up and down. I'm not thinking about the technique hardly at all. I'm just listening for it being even. I'm listening for the tone quality to match all the way up and down the horn. Same thing. All right, 120. Take the subdivision off. I always like to go up 20 clicks at a time. It's a nice even number. So when I practice, I go 10 at a time. But in these, 20 at a time because I know them pretty well. Same thing, just moving the tempo up, but keeping the idea of I'm listening to the sound, I'm listening to the evenness, not thinking about my fingers, thinking about everything else. 1. Yeah, the speed will come. Like, the speed is going to come along as long as the way that you ramp yourself up to doing that work consistently is really organized, musical, and fluid. You're not, again, looking to move your fingers fast. You're looking to move your air fast, to make a beautiful sound, and to just feel it be even. Every note in its right place, all the way up and down the horn. Do that one more time. I didn't like going over the top a little bit. Let me fix that. Yep. So you notice I don't give a whole lot of body English over the top. There's no lot. Body's very still. I'm not reaching up for anything. Keeping it very low. 140, same idea, even, easy. Okay. Sometimes I like to throw extra reps at the end of things if things are feeling a little iffy, which I feel a little bit today. Why not throw a couple of extra reps at it? You know, it's always better to do a few extra reps than to do too few. You know, an extra rep is only going to make me better. So if it only takes me 30 seconds, what am I doing with myself if I don't do that? Okay. So now we're actually going to move on to the printed form of this scale, which is right yonder. This is melodic minor, which means that it changes form on the way up and on the way down. So on the way up, you raise the 7th scale degree. And on the way back down, lower them. This is quite confusing to younger players, but actually, once you get used to playing the scales, I find these scales easier than the harmonic minor because I don't have a pesky augmented second in the middle of it. It's just a scale pattern. So here we go. At 100 with the subdivision on, we're going to bust out the melodic minor scale. And again. I know. You either got to stay or you got to go. Okay. Same thing, 120, subdivision off. I'm just trying to extrapolate this idea now. I just did it at 100. I want it exactly the same at 120. So again, not thinking about the technique as... thinking about where the evenness of the technique lies. I'm not thinking about how fast my fingers are moving. I'm thinking about where in the beat am I? Is every note inside the beat where I want it to be? And then the technique kind of flows, but really also air. 1, 2, 1. notice I just kind of like, I made a little error there, and I just took a second, giggled at myself, and went straight back into it, okay? Mistakes are going to happen, especially in the practice room. That's what this is for. I'm not on stage. I'm here working things out. So give yourself the leeway to occasionally make explainable errors. It's like it's insanity to not give yourself a break. There are enough people in this business who are going to beat your ass up. It doesn't have to be you, right? Same thing, 140. Thinking about the evenness, thinking about the air. Reed's being a little funky, so I'm going to change it out. Take a look at this one. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's do it again. Same thing. Okay. So this reed is showing its true colors to me now, which is one that is not going to vibrate the way that I want it to. So I toss it. God knows what text you guys see. I should fucking take off my... I'm going to take off my wireless so that texts don't come through here. Boom, fine. Okay. Let's put on my different reed and move on. Dogs, am I right? Okay, so let's move on to arpeggio, which is this guy right here. Okay, I'm going to leave off this first quarter note because I don't give a shit about that. And the first iteration I'm going to do with slurs, and you'll see. Back to 100, back with the subdivision. I always put the subdivision on the lowest, my lowest click for the day, because I want to hear, I want to check in twice a beat to see how even I am. Really trying to just brutalize myself here. I mean, give myself a big challenge. I'm really thinking about going to the next beat. If you've heard me before, you know that I go. In my Okay? 110, halfway to our goal, but with articulation. So now I'm going to add slur 2, tongue 2. First I'm going to slur 2, tongue 2, then I'm going to tongue 1, slur 2, tongue 1, then I'm going to tongue 2, slur 2, in order like this. Yeah, just allowing that articulation to sort of ride on the air in the same kind of way that your fingers are riding on the air. Don't make a big deal out of it, just toss it in there. Not hard, just bounce. Take the slurs back in. 120, here's our goal for this today, not too bad. Yeah, and again, I'm looking for evenness. I'm looking for a really, really clean technique with those. No blips between notes. Just note, 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 note. Okay. And we're starting to move. Okay, moving on to the next one, which is called the interrupted scale. I'm just going to do this in melodic minor as printed. I'm not going to worry about harmonic minor here. Repeat it, and then take a breath and repeat it again. So 4 iterations of this per breath. And again, this is one where I'm thinking evenly, like... so we get in context. Relatively simple. Up 20 clicks, take the subdivision off, and do the same thing. Feel the same way about it. Don't worry about the tempo. Just let your fingers move. That stuff will follow close to form if you just give yourself the leeway to not worry about the tempo, to just worry about the musical aspects of what you're doing. And 9 times out of 10, your technique is going to follow along because you're not thinking about mechanics, you're thinking about musical ideas. And those ideas just work better for technique than purely technical ideas. We're going to finish out with the thirds here for this part of it. Take the repeat, take a breath, take the repeat. No articulations, like so. Super even, super easy. .120, subdivision off now, same thing. And when I say easy, I don't necessarily mean that the music is easy. I mean that your approach to it should be an easy approach. You don't want to be muscling things. Be pulling away, staying on the back side of the metronome, blowing good air through your horn, and thinking about evenness of your technique. It's always good if you feel not great to put in an extra rep. Extra rep never killed anybody. Or if it did, I don't know about it. Not like a couple of horn players who died in the Middle Ages or in the early Baroque. So maybe those guys took one too many extra reps. But for us, it's not going to kill us. Okay, so swabbing out, always from the bottom, never from the top. Please, 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 please. Rink. Give it another drag. Some people say that this is spit inside the instrument. Not really. It's condensation. It's, you know, like when you fog a mirror. And if you just were to keep breathing on the glass for about an hour, it would get pretty wet. That's what this does too. Okay. I'm going to move on to Kroepsch now. Boink. Let's see. Yeah. So we're starting in A minor. I'm going to do these two exercises. These are 2 pages of exercises per, but A minor gets 2 extra ones. I don't know why. Perhaps he just had a couple of more thoughts about A minor that he really wanted to get to. Now, this is where I actually play with music rather than have it memorized. I don't have this memorized. All right. And because this is day 2, I'm going to be kind of slow with my tempo here. It's quarter note equals 50 with the subdivision on, and then I just never stop. I play everything at that tempo as written. You'll see what I mean. Probably try a different read on just to see what happens. All right. So I'm looking for nothing but complete legato. Every single note connected in the most direct way. This read is just weird. Fuck. pretty good. At this tempo, you know, it's like the notes are theoretically easy. But to put them together and to make them totally legato is fucking hard, okay? So you want to keep your brain completely active the entire time. The moment I shut off my brain, even at this slow tempo, forget about it. Number 14, 4 times, final bar. Yeah, and always finish that last note. Don't just let it go. I'm really trying to finish each exercise as a musical idea, as if each little one of these was its own little orchestral excerpt, and my job depended upon me playing this as well as I might try to play Beethoven 6 or 8 or something like that. Okay, let's move ahead. Boink. Shit. God damn it. What did I say? I'm sure. It's weird for me because all of this is backwards from what I'm looking at. To make this work front ways for you, I have to scan everything and then reverse it. So it's a little weird when it's all backwards. Okay. Number 15, same thing, easy, even, super legato. Yeah, not bad. I like that one, actually. And, you know, when we're going over the break here, over this top stuff, any time that I go over this top break, I am absolutely positively half-holing. I never, ever just take my finger off. So if I can, let me see. I'll put my hand here. Let's see, what is it again? Constantly half-holing, never just using the regular open fingering there. And that allows you to get just this beautiful... It's the most lovely legato going up to that high E. So I don't know why you would do it any other way. This one I'm only going to do twice, one breath. I don't see any reason to beat myself up with this one. This is relatively simple. Whoops. Number 17. again, at this tempo, man, you know, it's like, you could think that it's easy, but it is not. When you are really, really, really trying, your brain has to be engaged the entire time. Well, this is a little bit buzzier, but bounces a little bit better. So let's see what happens here. Same one, number 17, last breath. This one I'm only going to do, oh no, this one I'll do twice. 2 breaths. Let me put this back so it doesn't get ruined. Number 18, I'm only going to do 1 breath of. Ever so slightly different with this read, but I got it. 19, 2 breaths, so four times. Keeping the same tempo, now we're moving into sextuplets, obviously, in 30 seconds, but I'm going to keep the subdivision the same and play as written. I always keep my B's on my right hand. I try not to introduce my left pinky unless I absolutely have to, for 2 reasons. 1, simplicity, beauty and simplicity. And 2, you don't want you want as little information flowing between the 2 sides of your brain. Right side of your brain controls your left hand, left side of your brain controls your right hand. You start adding all of this shit, you're starting to have to introduce the ideas to both sides of your brain. I just try to keep it simple as much as possible and use my right pinky for almost everything, unless it's a technical issue and I have to. I'm going to do the same thing here. Number 21, I'm going to use the same right fingering for the B every time, pretty much. Except for at the very end, this bar right, this measure right, or this beat right here, I will actually go Okay, that's the only time because I'm going from this, I'm using the right finger for my C. And this last time, notice that my right hand is anchored the entire time. You see, I can look at the music here. It's right side for me from the screen. Look at that. I keep my right finger. Maybe I should play it from here the whole time. That's not a bad idea. I keep my right finger, my right hand, basically tied down, and I just do this. You'll see. Number 21. Do you see how, like, I guess from this angle it's pretty, you could really just sort of see how even I'm trying to be and easy with my technique. Even though we're starting to get kind of fast, I'm really just trying to keep it really, really easy. I'm going to practice from here for the next bit here. Shit, god damn it. There. Triplets now, or sextuplets. Let's see. Here again, this, you know, there's a problematic area starting in this measure here. All of this is kind of hard. But I'm going to use my half hole throughout. If I start... half hole every time. And let me put my music here because it's a little weird to look up that far for me right now. But when I can get to like number 25 or so, I might. So, print all this shit out for myself. Normally I read it from here myself, but that's for you right now. All right, number 22, same tempo, 50 with the subdivision on. Fuck. All right. So that was a moment where I had to like actually to fix a problem musically. I was trying to fix it with my fingers. But unless I've got the right kind of air, that high F is never going to come out. See? So you start to think about it more musically, and it just kind of happens, okay? When I started to think about it technically, I built problems for myself. When I left the technique out of it and started thinking about it musically, Wow. What? Are you telling me that technical problems have musical solutions? Yes. Yes, I am. I'm telling you that technical problems have musical solutions. Absolutely. Positively. Number 23, same tempo, moving along, moving at a good clip here. Let's see if I can read it from here. All right, this one yesterday I had a little bit of problem with, so I'm going to look at this just like under tempo without the metronome for 1 second. Second measure, really. Okay, I'm going to do it once under tempo again, and then go and really do it. All right, now let's try it at the tempo we've been doing it. See if I've sorted that self out. Yesterday, I kind of ran my head against a brick wall on this one. I had like a weird brain fart. Like maybe it will happen again now, but yesterday I had difficulty with this one for I don't even know what reason. But rather than beat myself up about it, I did it a few times slowly. I worked on it, and then I left it. Okay, I didn't bang my head against the wall. Let me see if that's going to pay off for me today. That's like 1,500 times better than it was yesterday. Okay. And I think the reason that it is A, because I know it, but B, I didn't beat myself up yesterday when it wasn't perfect. I know that I have 5 days. I spend 5 days on each scale. I knew that that was the first day of it, and I give my brain a break. I'm not gonna yell at myself. I'm not gonna beat myself up. What I'm going to try to do is be patient and be ruthless with a non-emotional side. I want to just keep pursuing it, but when it doesn't work out during the day, what happens is you start to get frustrated and you practice the wrong notes by accident. Those mistakes that you make end up confusing your brain. You see, the part of your brain that controls your hands is not a very smart part of your brain. It doesn't take higher functions to move your body around. Insects can move their bodies around. Okay? But what happens is you have a war sometimes between the part of your brain that knows you're playing something wrong and your body, which continues to play the wrong note. And the reason that it's continuing to play the wrong note is because the dumb part of your brain that controls your hands only knows what you show it. Okay, it's like a 2 or 3-year-old child. The 2 or 3-year-old child is only going to know in their world what you show them. So if you accidentally show your dumb part of your brain the wrong note a bunch of times, it's going, I'm doing the right thing, I'm playing the G sharp, woo! But really, your brain is going, what the fuck? Why am I playing that G sharp over and over again? Because you taught yourself to do that. Okay? And if you could keep yourself from teaching yourself the wrong notes by practicing the wrong notes, you will play less wrong notes. Play fewer wrong notes, I should say. Let's go to 25. This is somewhat of a challenge, but should be okay. Yeah, and the reason I articulate those bottom 2 notes is because in my edition, that's what it says. Maybe I'll slur it this time. This is a Russian edition. So this second measure is challenging, but a lot of it has to do with when and how you get off of this, your register key. If you're really, really direct about getting off that, like on these intervals here, yeah, and that interval here, and that interval there, and that one there. Okay. So let's do it again. It's 50, same thing. How about a view where you can see my thumb here? Let's see. Yeah, I'm going to play into my desk here, but that's all right. You can see that, right? Right? I'm being a little bit less musical about how I'm actually moving my thumb there, because I just want to make sure that I'm out of my own way. That one can be a real bear if you're not being careful about where your thumb is. Okay? Let's finish this off. 26. Yeah, so this one also, while I do it a couple more times, has a little flip at the beginning. So measure 26 goes. Now this. Switch it there. Don't go back and forth. You really only need to flip it one time. Here we go again. And unfortunately, at the very end, that's a double flip. guess you could if you wanted to, but you still have a flip back down to that A, so I just go. Either way, I suppose, could work for you no matter which way you want, but you just want it to sound as seamless as it would if there was no flip. I like this a little bit better. I think I'm going to start playing up here for you guys a little bit. I think you can see my technique and sort of feel where I'm going at a little bit. Friday, 10 a.m., a complete masterclass and playthrough of Joan Tower's Wings, a very well-known masterpiece for solo clarinet. Please join me. I'm going to give away all the secrets. The secret is, wait a minute. Yeah, I'm done. Woo! The secret is, what's the secret? The secret is, there is no secret. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate your attention. I'll see you very soon.